This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai to the world, and we call Jesus Christ. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, Lord, willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth in the same Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word, Lord, willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwatiyim that are believers of the faith, Lord, willing that you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord, willing to most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith. What you see on the screen, I'm going to just speak on it, give a little commentary, because, us in this truth, that's teaching this word, for you, is going to come a time, where your people is not going to want to hear you. On the second note, for the ones that's new in the faith, this right here is an example of knowing Esau and the powers that be give us so much stuff. Give you these GMO foods, fast food restaurants, these video games, these damn creative females, these simp men, building them up on the things of this place. And we trust them. We trust them with history, but we ain't analyzing. Yes, they do clerical errors to try to drift you from the truth, but you're supposed to study to approve yourself. Try to go deeper into searching so that you can align up history in these scriptures, right? So the men of the Lord, we're not the enemy of anybody that wants to hear or anybody that don't want to hear, because we're telling you the truth. I'm going to get a side precept if I can. This is 1 John chapter 2, in verse 21. It says, I have written unto you, brethren, because ye know not the truth, but because ye know it, and that no lie is of the truth. So brothers is actually bringing forth the truth from the sincere milk, the parables, the dark sayings, the prophecies that has to be 100% truth. And if you messing or bringing forth a lie, that means it's not the truth, right? But we have a chance to fix those things. The men of the Lord are supposed to go back into the history, right? All the way in the time of Moses, after Moses, in the time of Saul, David, and all the kings after David. Yes, we're supposed to go into the major and minor prophets. We're supposed to go in Apocrypha, and even going in the Gospels, the letters of Paul, and the Revelations, because Yahweh Shai come in the volume of the book. You see Isaiah 1 and 3 on the screen. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. They will always believe the enemy, but will never believe the truth, right? But in Isaiah 1 and 3, these dumb animals, they know their master. They walk right back to him. Go on YouTube and search the shepherd and the sheep, or the shepherd calling the sheep to come here. Them sheep know the voice of their shepherd, and the Lord created them in that way, When we go back to Isaiah 1 and 4, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 4, it says, a sinful nation of people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel into anger. They are gone away backwards. Now this just even lines up even more why a lot of us is in a dead state from the neck up. Revelations 11 verse 8 and Baruch chapter 3 verse 4. We're dead from the neck up without the knowledge of the Lord. Because let's get a minor prophet, Hosea 4 and 6, which is a classic of classics. This is Hosea 4 and 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast begotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So you gotta, if you even know the scriptures or in certain history, after Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, and the apostles died for the persecution of this truth, it was a huge falling away. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And now that, the children on this side, the children of the Lord, are standing on their feet, it is bringing vexation upon the enemies that rule this, because the last empire is going to be under the hands of the Edomites. Now, the little message at the bottom, it says, white man teaches you your history, which we see in school and in college and in other places. You welcome him with open arms. Black man teaches you your history and you scream out, here he go with that black shit again. Now, some people, they can be smoking their blunt, they can be doing their thing, and they can know that Esau is lying. But then as soon as you start teaching and bringing it out, come on, man, you going all back in the scriptures, because we're used to you being a drug dealer, a stripper, and a hoe. And yes, we're used to seeing a pastor dabble in the scriptures, but when you see somebody enlightened, they'll tell you, you don't really see the pastor really going in the scriptures to edify you on your history. Why are we in America? Why are the black, Latinos, and natives scattered 4 corners of the earth? Now, on this side, the 12 tribes of Israel are 12 nations. But in history-wise, scripture-wise, in the eyes of the Lord, the 12 tribes are one nation. And like the Latinos, the Puerto Ricans, the Hispanics, Dominicans, the Southern Kingdom, and Gad, we all have a certain type of connection, Outside of the poverty, back in our own time when we was together, we had a connection with each other because we were one nation. Just like Esau and all his descendants, all Esau, even if they Amalek, Idumean, which they could be called, but you have other names which Esau descend from, they were connected. But you can see in this society, the higher up Edomites don't care about their lower Edomites. It doesn't matter if they're the Juju beings with the small hats, and these regular Caucasians is not Amalek. They're just regular Edomites. It doesn't matter, they're still Edomites. But this is just so much confusion, because you can be in a poor state and you might see a heathen in a poor state. We have to start worrying about every nation and worry about what happened to the children of Israel and why they're in this place. It's not about why here go this black dude bringing out the history, but you don't get upset with how Esau run anything. This is a prime example. Now, I can get tired of working for Esau at his job. My excuse is I have to provide for my household, because I don't have millions and billions of dollars to make my own business to bring forth revenue. I have to use them how I can use them. Now, we can't make the argument, hey, you use his money. Hey, you use his phone. In order for me to use a laptop or a phone, especially teaching, I have to search the web, because back then it was way different. It was hard for you to search things. Going into a library, looking for this book, and I can go right on the phone or a laptop and I can go search what I need. The Lord allowed Esau to create that. And this is, you got to have the spirit in you to understand this, and you got to have faith in the Lord. The Lord put it in Esau to create these things. Everything is recorded in document. Everything was already orchestrated in the heavens. So everything you see right now is just an upgrade of what we had back then. You had scholars. You had people that were smart with words and eloquent. You had people that was good at making buildings or agriculture, understanding science. Now it's more advanced now, So for a black man to break down the history of why the brothers and sisters of the 12 tribes are in captivity, why are they so low? These men of the Lord have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and they're using the scriptures that the Lord said is faithful and true. So So I'll get that, and then I'll get this last one, and I'll close out. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, I'll have to read 1 and 2. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, and cause them to be written on paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? And this is why the men of the Lord go in these scriptures, because these words is faithful and true. And the things that was written up aforetime was written for our learning. Right? So for the time that we even got into this physical slavery, starting with the ships all the way to 1776, right? That was about 350 years. And for us to be in America when it was established from 1776 all the way to 2025, that's only 249 years. So all together with the fallout, the falling away, the 350 years of the falling away, to Israel standing back on their feet as a good handful, but some might have more of the knowledge than some. We've been in this thing as a whole for 599 years, and Jake, you don't want to have a mindset you still want to be under somebody else rulership. You don't want to be a servant. Why nobody thinking about ruling? Oh, I rule my house. I can go anywhere. You're not really a ruler. You're a ruler in your household, but when it comes to money, when it comes to these businesses, Jake, the world was made for your sake. We ain't supposed to be working, because we're supposed to have servants. I said that was my last one, Salaki. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6. In verse 55, it says, All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. The chosen that came out of the bloodline of Adam, all the way to our, the root of our nation, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The world was made for them. The world was made for us, right? Let's go to Limitations. I just got to get these and line these up before I go to this last one. This is Limitations chapter 5 in verse 8. I'll start at 7. It says, Our fathers have sinned and are not. We have borne their iniquities. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hands. Servants are ruling over us, man. Regardless if you want to shake it, bake it, duck it. Oh, I'm not a servant. Nah, because you're not in physical bondage. That don't mean you ain't no servant. You're in financial slavery. You're in spiritual slavery, and you're in mental slavery. A lot of us can't go without a phone, a TV. They got your mind in servitude because the way our women think, the way our men think. Women think that they can usurp authority over a man. Women feel that they can't be corrected. Brothers can't, hey, bro, chill with smoking weed. Hey, sister, stop twerking all the time. That's a mental thing, even in the spirit, because all religion outside of the true religion, under, Yahweh Shem Shai, was to orchestrate you into what they want. How can we say how can anybody say they have a relationship with God and you're doing paganism? And then it be some that's doing the paganism and said, oh yeah, man, God is good, but people out here doing paganism, and you out here doing your birthday, and you out here doing every holiday that's coming up right now. People got more crafty with Halloween. Next thing you know, Thanksgiving is about to be something different. Christmas, New Year's is when spring comes. And that's how our oppressors change our system. But Barack Obama, the first black president, but all y'all niggas want to vote. But now you might hear a brother that could have a background of being a drug dealer saying he was a slower, going through different women and not even dealing with them on a wife level, or committing adultery and changed his ways. But some of you women want a bad boy, but a bad boy that changed their ways. Jake don't really know what they want. And it shows literally in the scriptures, man. Right? Let me get another one to show in Ecclesiastes to say the same thing. It's Ecclesiastes chapter So like your family. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7. I'll start at verse 5. It says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in the low place. What is this talking about? The rich is the children of Israel. They sit in a low place because uh, the chosen bloodline was made with a different thought. They was made to have the Rakakwadash be upon them. Those chosen children was made to be immortal. You know, the Lord says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 16th chapter, verse 21, the 6th chapter, not the 16th, the 6th chapter, verse 21, that, let me make sure because I don't want to butcher it. Wisdom of Solomon 6, is it 21? No, it's not 21, so that's good that I came. It's verse 18. It says, incorruption maketh us near unto God. When you go into that incorruption, it goes into like immortality, where you won't die, you know. And when you go to verse 20, it says, therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. So Solomon, what he asked for, uh, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord, and through the Spirit, Solomon was Yahushai, right? And Yahushua already, he got his glory. What is it? St. John 17, where he was asking the Lord for the same glory he had before the foundations of the earth. You know, and us being Israelites and coming in this knowledge is the Lord is allowing us to understand we came to a lower state. When you look in Judith, the first chapter, verse 6, when it tells you that those angels fell from their first estate, our first estate was rulership under David, Solomon, so on and so on. Even more, you know, if Eve didn't get deceived by the serpent and Adam, right? Well, with the woman, you know, and him not putting his foot down, we would have been immortal. But the Lord paved this way so that the nation of Israel can come through the loins of that chosen bloodline, right? Through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Back to Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. The best statue that was that example was the statue of Theodore Roosevelt, where he had an African American, which is the symbol of the southern kingdom of Israel, and a Gadite as the symbol of the northern kingdom, even though Ephraim is the head. But when you think of America, you think of the natives, right? So Gad was that symbol with that statue, the symbol of the northern kingdom, right? And Israel was always one kingdom, but because we got separated and we fell from the Lord separated us. When you go to 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, I believe if you start at 18, you can see that the northern kingdom was rejected by the Lord, right? So I'm going to read another one, then I'll close. This is Ezekiel chapter 2 in verse 5 and 7. Regardless, if y'all not going to hear this word, who cares? We're going to continue to keep teaching because the elect is going to get it. This truth was really created for the elect side. But all America is like an altar where the nations in the 2/3 are going to be killed on this side, regardless if you believe it or not. You know, I'm not here to try to make you believe. I'm here to make God true and every man a liar. So Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5 and 7, it says, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, right? So regardless if y'all gonna hear or you're gonna forbear the words that's coming out, for they are rebellious house. Yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them, right? When you go to Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 30 to 33, the prophets is prophesying, and then because this happened in past tense, when something comes to pass, they know that a true prophet was in the midst of them. And some people are going to regret it on this side that they was ignoring it. And some people are going to take hold of it and change. Ezekiel chapter 2. The prophets are supposed to warn the wicked of their wickedness. If they don't, the Lord is going to require their blood at the end, right? But if the men of the Lord are warning y'all in the cities, different countries, different places, and they're warning you and you're not taking heed, the Lord going to require your blood. You know, it go hand in hand. If the men of the Lord not teaching and they know, the Lord going to require their blood. But if they is teaching and you've been warned and you ignoring it, the Lord going to require your blood. And they're going to have a clean slate. Now, verse 6, it says, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. And that's why the men of the Lord stand up in great boldness. People can comment on the comment section. You got some people in certain camps, oh, they making the name a doctrine. But when you go in the book of Acts, the apostles was getting persecuted because they was teaching in the true name what they had of old. Israel knew the Father's name and the Son name in Paleo Hebrew, right? So it doesn't matter. We're not supposed to be in this to be afraid of the sheep, right? Though bears and thorns be with thee, thou doest dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. For they are most rebellious. So regardless if they're not going to hear and listen to what brothers is bringing out, the Lord already said that they're the most rebellious. So now the Lord is already letting us know. So just go ahead and teach. They're rebellious. I can't make y'all not be rebellious. I can't make you change to want to hear this. You know, the Lord has to see that you have faith within you. 1 Timothy 1 and 12. Yahweh Shai enabled us in the truth because he's seen that we were faithful. So for bear.
Strong's H2308. Chadel. Chadel.
So Hadel.
And the form just below that. Chadel. Chadel.
Hadel. So whether they were forbear means to stop, to cease, leave undone. Forbear, come to an end, leave off, right? So if they stop from hearing this word, forbear, forsake this word, hey, guess what? The Lord is already letting us know they're rebellious. You know, some brothers might not want to do a YouTube channel or do a video because they could be like, man, Israel ain't going to want to listen, man. I ain't going to do no videos, man. I've been doing it for so long and only 100 people subscribed. We're not in here for the many. We're only in here for the few, right? We only in here for the few. I'm trying to think. Solomon said it. He said, I'm trying to find it if I can real quick. It's in Ecclesiastes. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 7. It says, let me see if I want to get a verse above. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, and I start at 25, but the point is 28. It said, I applaud my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom in the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even the foolishness of madness. And I find more bitter than death the women, whose heart is a snare, a trap, and nets, in her hands and bands. Whoso pleadeth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. You see? This is why, Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. A wicked woman is given to a wicked man. right? That's why a sinner is taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I have not found. But I have not found not. I'm gonna read it again. It says, which yet my soul seeketh, but I found not. I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those I have found not. You see? But a woman among those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found, that God hath made man upright, which upright means righteous. But they have sought out many inventions, right? Right? So out of 1,000 men, he only seen one, right? And God had made man upright, made man righteous. Out of 1,000 women, he's seen none. And that's another example for brothers. When you come in this thing, it's easier for the men to get it, to gravitate, cleave to the understanding, and it's more harder for a woman. You know what I'm saying? But you're supposed to do your due diligently daily. What is that? Baruch chapter 4 verse 28. That it was our mind to go astray. We seek him 10 times more, and you do that because the more you seek, the more you study. You're really studying to answer. And sometimes somebody might not come up to you, they might not comment on your thing, but you got to look at the state of your flock. When you studying what you hearing on social media, those are the questions you answer. You might be watching a video of a Jake say something about God, and you use that to bring out videos. You might watch brothers that you might label with, or brothers that you see in the same cloth or the same understanding, and you might do a lesson that might land me off of what they say, because Israel need to be fed, and not just fed with one thing. They need to be fed with the whole thing. And Esau's not going to tell us that we're God's chosen people. So it's better to go to the ones that is saying you're God's chosen people, but you want to try the Spirit by the Spirit. Lord willing, that was edifying to the hopeful elect. Again, Israel will complain. Israel will not want to hear the word all the time. And most of the time, they ain't going to want to hear it at all. But the Lord called us for duty, and we must do what the Lord commanded us. With that, shalom, shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Ashai, Ba'ashem Kakodash.